although we don't know for sure how high the ISM will go this cycle yet. If it hits its usual cycle peak, which is between 506 and 65, Bitcoin prices will go up a lot. That will show us how much Bitcoin has gone up. If it goes over $60, 0 cents, that's more than $300, 0 cents, or even more. On the other hand, this will give you a lot of great trading opportunities. You could make millions of dollars if you take full advantage of these market chances, especially with XRP, which is expected to do much better than almost every other digital asset in the top 100 right now. That being said, you need to listen all the way to the end because I'm going to give you some seriously very helpful advice on how to make the most of this. First, let's hear what Ralph Paul has to say. He has a lot of new and interesting things to share with us today. Click like so everyone can see it, and then watch the movie. I'm telling you that 35% drops are average, and you tell me, oh my God, my portfolio is down 80%. You're not following the don't F up theory, which says you should only hold a few smaller tokens in your portfolio. Julian and I made this chart of world M2 in dollars, which is 10 weeks ahead of Bitcoin. We weren't sure if it would exactly go this way because global M2 followed a similar pattern during the last Trump cycle. In 2017, and crypto dropped 35% in a week and then slowly rose again with chalk to follow this trend. I wasn't sure if we were going to have the full sell-off or just stay the same during that time. We finally went sideways and then had a sell-off. Either way, everything is going as planned for global M2. Well, what's wanted you to know, the dollar went up last year because people were getting ready for Trump, and interest rates went up because people were getting ready for taxes. It's made it harder for people to get loans. That changes. That's what's playing. If you look at the chart going forward, you'll see a period of chop. That's where the lows will be. I'll talk more about that in a moment. After the chop, we'll start to go back up on the other side, which is why you don't worry about it. When prices go down, there isn't enough change to get returns of 150% or more. When prices go up, the state of the economy is kind of the big daddy of all this for 3 months. Bitcoin's 3-month rates of change are based on the state of the economy 3 months ahead of time. It's clear that the dollar and interest rates last year made things harder in the banking world. Bitcoin's price has now fully priced that in. It could move back and forth along the bottom until it starts to reflect the rising economy. Since these two charts are linked, this one might look a lot like the World M2 chart as well. I'd like to show it to you in a different way that many people are talking about. There is bad economic news coming out, and the dollar was the main reason for it last year. That's why everyone wants the dollar to be lower. China wants the dollar to lose value so they can grow. The world owes a lot of money in dollars. They need the dollar to fall so they can pay their bills and send things abroad. The US needs the dollar to be weaker, and the world economy needs the dollar to be less strong. But first, we'll look at how the US economy has been getting worse since last year's changes in the dollar. After that, things will change again, and the economy will also get better. Since the economy isn't doing as well, rates will probably go up. It's still making a stronger case for the good because there won't be a slump. Talking like that doesn't make sense because the economy will get worse for a short time and then get better. All of this is good for us, even though tech stocks are worried about slower growth. If we look ahead, though, we can see that growth is just around the corner. If you think about it, when Trump took office in 2017, a lot of the same things happened. If you think about it, economic shocks dropped like a cliff because the dollar got stronger before Trump took office. In the end, that turned around. The economy sped up a lot, and the dollar lost a lot of value. This caused a very big crypto and risk cycle. When the Fed raised rates, the state of the world's finances, which the U.S. could control, became the most important thing. It could be China, Europe, or all of these big economies. Certainly, the dollar yen is moving a lot more as the dollar gets weaker. This is because the euro-dollar system is based on Japanese banks lending dollars to the world economy. The dollar yen is also very important because it serves as a backdoor into China so that China can pay its dollar debts. If the dollar is weaker, China can weaken its current policy, which means the government needs to print more money to help the real estate market and other areas of the non-performing loan. The dollar is very similar to what it was back then. Trump said at the time that the dollar was too strong, but Scott Bassan says that they've already talked about that. They've talked about the long end of rates. What they want is the dollar to get the tariffs in place. They will use the dollar as a bargaining chip with the Chinese, the Europeans, the Canadians, and the Mexicans. In exchange, they will make the dollar less strong, which is good for everyone. The world economy should be strong after that, and we can all move on. Rates for 10 years and other terms will go down, which will help you too, because your bills and business loans will cost less. What this means is that everyone will benefit. They want to have more money, which is good for the economy. It's clear that's what they want to do in 2017. The same kind of management and pricing policies were used for global M2. The dollar moved in the same way that the markets moved. I don't think these will be perfect, but this will probably start to happen again. If this is true, M2 will keep going up all year. This means that crypto and risky investments like tech will do well all year. Another way to look at it is as world M2. There are times when it ties crypto winter and crypto spring are the names for those times. As spring turns into summer, M2 breaks out and then goes back to testing. When the breakout and repeat are over, when that retest takes place, it's generally the start of the first step in fixing the banana zone. The banana zone started in September and went through October and November. Then we started making changes, kept making changes, and then took off again. That's the only thing that was at stake. It makes sense. It's very normal for things to go through cycles. All of this is also caused by the business cycle. There you have it. Money, liquidity, and other factors set off the business cycle. But here's how companies work. When money gets easier, the ISM number goes up, which means the economy is starting to grow. Right now, there's strong economic growth, but it's all because of the government. Both Trump and Bassan have said they want the private sector to take over. To sum up, they want the private sector to take over, which means they want the ISM to rise so that normal businesses can start growing. This is also what drives Bitcoin. RPLE says we're in for a very exciting summer. In Europe, M2 is going up because rates have been lowered and China and Japan are printing money. The US may be a little behind the times, but Trump, the Treasury Secretary, and almost everyone else in the government have made it clear that the dollar needs to be